Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Much More Ado About Nothing. I'm Ben, the host that's not going to screw up the intro.
I'm Susan.
And I'm Francis, fucking around on the...
Yeah.
No, so...
Now we have to mark this episode explicit,
yeah.
Francis.
YouTube's going to take us down.
Yeah.
We're not for the children.
And I'm Francis. So, Ben, so how have you been since the last time we spoke?
Oh, God, I'm so good. I'm doing well. Susan, how are you?
I'm great.
Francis?
Oh, you know what? I can't get over how much things have changed since the last time we were together.
Yeah, lots of things have happened.
Yeah.
Lots. The world is a different place.
I think it's gotten 1 degree cooler. But
I don't feel it.
You won't.
Well, that's the thing with climate change. You don't even notice it until it happens.
So it's too late.
What way to sell it? All right, let's go to Susan.
You know my thoughts on climate change.
Yeah, that's
not
not
a political show.
We're not doing politics today, guys. Let's get to Susan's news story.
Oh, all right. So maybe I saw this, and this pops up. I feel like this story pops up every couple of years. People rediscover this fish.
Great.
It's called a sheep's head fish.
What?
A sheep's head fish.
Okay.
And it looks like it has a set of human teeth inside of its mouth.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this pops up. It popped up again. So yeah, people again posted a photo of the sheep's head fish on social media. Everyone's freaking out because they do look like they have human teeth.
Right.
This one was
Are they
caught,
actual teeth? Or are they just like their bones or something?
So they're bone. I mean, teeth are bones.
Right, but
so yeah, they're human. They are teeth. They're very human looking.
Okay.
So it's like he's got a smile. Like someone took one of those little motorized teeth and stuffed it in a fish's mouth.
So this fish did not like swim into somebody's dentures.
Oh, that would be a much better story, but no. But yeah, they have to crush their foods. They eat a lot of shrimp. They eat a lot of oysters. Really
Crackers.
fancy diet.
Yeah.
They eat a lot of oyster crackers.
Oyster crackers, a lot of soups.
You need teeth.
They eat a lot of diners. But yeah, they have human teeth. But again, it popped up. So everyone's freaking out about this fish. But I feel like I see this story every couple of years where someone rediscovers
That is kind of funny
fish,
how that works.
and it's got big chompers, like they're substantial teeth.
So people will forget this thing exists.
I guess a new group of people discover it. And
But scientists
post it
are like,
again.
guys, we've known
Yeah,
about
scientists
these for
are
a
like,
while.
yeah, these are common. They exist.
Yeah.
Not that big of a
Didn't
deal.
you do the internet 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's sort of like, I thought you were really going to go with that story where somebody famous stops to change somebody's tire or help somebody in distress. That story comes up almost yearly.
Yes, that story does come up a lot too.
Like Tom Cruise has done it like 5 times himself.
Yeah, I feel like Tom Cruise at this point is doing it because he knows
Yeah.
it will go viral.
I don't even think it's a true story. I don't think it's really happened where somebody from Hollywood has helped a stranded unknown person since like 1967.
No.
You know, Harrison Ford is famous for trying to help rescue people in his plane, but he's also famous for crashing his plane. So guys, so let's say you got hurt in the woods.
Yeah.
Okay. And you needed to be airlifted out of there. And Harrison Ford flies up in his plane. It's like, I'll give you a ride to the hospital. Would you get in that plane?
How long have I been in the woods?
Days.
Oh, then yes, because I would die anyway out there.
Francis?
I would probably use my pocket knife to cut my leg off.
That's your solution is not.
Yeah,
Even if my leg was not trapped,
yeah.
I would rather hack my leg off than fly with Harrison Ford, who can't seem to do anything physical without breaking a significant bone in his body. So no, I'm gonna hack my leg off and then let nature take its course.
Yeah.
Very good. I will get in Harrison Ford's plane if he offers me a ride, just because it's Harrison Ford.
Yeah, just because it's a cool story.
Yeah, I'll be like, I want to talk to this guy about movies.
Yeah.
And he'd probably ignore me the whole time.
I'm sure he's a dick. I mean, I don't know.
You think so?
But I bet you he's a dick.
So there's this video of Harrison Ford watching a magic trick, and at the end, his mind is like blown, and he just looks at the magician, goes, "Get the F out of my house." Because he's so like freaked out by the trick.
Is it that David
So he
Blaine
probably is kind
doing
of a
that
jerk.
levitation thing?
It was like a card trick where it ended up in. Oh, I won't spoil it, I guess.
Who's the magician for
Isn't
that?
it David Blaine?
I think it's David Blaine.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe he just didn't. Maybe he's like, oh, finally David Blaine is done with his trick. I can tell him to leave. Maybe it was more that situation.
Well, yeah, that's just, but I don't think, in Harrison Ford's defense, he's never done the whole I've saved somebody story as far as I know.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's ever done that one.
But he has crashed his plane a lot.
He has crashed his plane. He just hasn't saved somebody who's like stranded.
I do think he has saved people like using
With his plane.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
There was like a hiker up on a mountain or something, and he flew up there and helped him.
And then he crashed?
No, the crashing was separate.
That was it. He did that separately into somebody's home.
Yeah.
But he probably
he's like, I'll run you home really quick, and he literally crashes into their living room.
The celebrity thing does happen all the time, though, right? You are correct, Francis.
Yeah.
Or like somebody's either drowning or their car has somehow crashed on the side of the road or has a flat tire and they stop to help, or they pull somebody out of a flaming house like Pony Boy or Soda Pop and the Outsiders.
Oh.
And they something like that. But that story pops up all the time, and it's like almost like as though they take the same like copy, the same news release, and then just fill in like Joan Rivers or Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
It'd be more impressive if Joan Rivers did anything these days.
Oh my gosh, the ghost of Joan Rivers saving you from a car accident is impressive.
If Joan Rivers' ghost came to save you in the woods, would you let her take you from the woods, or would you just like be there injured?
That is a great question.
I would let her take me.
I would rather go with Joan Rivers' ghost than real Joan Rivers.
How come?
She is so mean.
You think her ghost is any nicer?
It can't be as mean as the real
ghost
Joan
has
Rivers.
nothing to lose.
Yeah, but neither does Joan Rivers apparently. Like
yeah.
When she was real life, she was so mean to everyone, and
that was her thing, though.
I know, but I don't really like that. So maybe the ghost would be nicer.
Well, I would probably go with Joan Rivers' ghost just for the good story. But it brings up another topic because I don't know what Harrison Ford's like, so that's not really fair. But I've heard stories like Joan Rivers. I guess the biggest jerk though, and this is like universal, was Jerry Lewis, who was a total jerk, like all the time to people that he worked with. There's a famous, and people should YouTube this if they're interested. His last interview he gave was with some young kid who didn't really know who Jerry Lewis was, and he just kind of asked him like stock questions, and Jerry Lewis was such a jerk that he went into like yes and no answers, and he was then he started berating the guy. But I've seen other articles by different people. This isn't like one article like over and over, different articles by different people that have interacted with him that have said he was a jerk.
And he was mostly known for his comedy, right?
Right, sure. And I was a big fan. I think it was on this show where we talked about it. My favorite musical I've ever seen live was Damn Yankees. Yeah. And they did they did it again. They brought it back from Broadway, and he did a touring show. And I went to see it. I had front row tickets. I got front row, literally. Like Jerry Lewis was as far as I am to you. They're literally like maybe like 10 feet, 15 feet away. And the first act, he plays in the show, Damn Yankees, he's the devil. And the first act, the devil doesn't do very much. He comes in, gives the whole like, hey, sign this and you'll have whatever. But then when he tries to get out of the contract, the devil's in the second act and has songs and stuff. Plus, in the way they did it, Jerry Lewis would stop the show in the second act, and he basically would just talk to the audience and do a little like soft shoe, and the audience loved. They're all Jerry Lewis fans. He would do this little hey, and he would just be Jerry Lewis for like 20 minutes,
right?
But the first act, since he didn't do anything, he it was like he didn't give a shit. He was like calling it in. You're watching the show going, fuck, this is gonna suck. I just paid good money to be in the front row. And he's calling it in. And it's all because he doesn't like the first act.
Yeah.
But he loves the second act because that's when he gets all the attention.
Yeah.
And and that's the one he has to work at. So he literally works about maybe an hour, 15 minutes for, and then, that's all he would do. So, I can respect that, but also, that's just the kind of person he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Not too bad.
So,
Jerry Lewis.
so there you go, Jerry Lewis. There you go. Any stories you've ever heard about like jerk movie stars or famous people?
Ben doesn't like Julia Roberts. I've heard a lot. So there's a lot of discourse right now about celebrities talking about how little they bathe, which is gross. But I've heard in terms of stinky celebrities, Adrian Grenier is just disgusting.
That's a weird celebrity to smell.
I know, but I guess he's just gross.
That's the guy from Entourage?
Entourage, yeah.
The movie star from
Yeah.
Entourage. That actor.
And he did like a couple like movies where he was like a minor character after.
Yeah.
He's done nothing.
Yeah, I don't think he's done anything since then. So maybe I'm really kicking him when he's down right now that I think about it. But
I did.
maybe he's not getting work because he's stinky.
Could be. Maybe nobody wants to work with him. But
Yeah.
that George Clooney is supposed to be smelly too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
But
because
I've also heard he's awesome to work
Yeah,
with.
he's supposed to be super nice.
Like great with the cast and crew and
Yeah.
does a good job taking care of people.
But he's supposed to be stinky, huh?
yeah, because he plays did play basketball. This is during his ER days. When he wasn't shooting, he'd be in the back shooting basketball the whole time. So he'd get all sweaty.
Interesting.
As far as mean,
I have heard that Julia Roberts is mean. There
Yeah.
were some interviews of people who said that she was difficult to work with, and I don't like when there's those kinds of stories. That really turns me off to those actors or actresses. I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to be that way to people, then I don't need to watch your movie.
yeah. Isn't there sort of an actor who's so method that people had a hard time working with him because he was mean to
Daniel
people?
Day-Lewis.
Is that who it was?
I don't know if that's that story that you're referencing, but he is notoriously a method actor. Somebody else went too far with it. Jared Leto, when he was the Joker, and a bunch of people were because he was sending creepy gifts to the
That's
cast
who I'm
members.
thinking of. Yeah. He was really creeping people out.
Way across the line, sending gross dead rats and stuff like that to his other cast members as the Joker.
Yeah, because he was trying to be method.
But I think that's just stupid.
I've heard a story about Dustin Hoffman. He's a method actor, and he kind of really gets into it. And I think that's what they were making fun of in Tootsie a bit. And there's a famous situation that I've heard about or read about with Dustin Hoffman when he was doing Marathon Man.
I love that movie.
And there's a scene where he's with Sir Laurence Olivier, and Olivier's drilling his teeth as a pain to get him to say,
torturing him. Yeah,
it's torturing him, and he's asking him if it's safe. And in the movie, Dustin Hoffman's character has been up for 24 hours when this happens. So in real life, when they go to shoot the scene, Dustin Hoffman's been up for 24 hours, and I guess he smells, and he's tired, and he's trying to do the scene, and Laurence Olivier is getting pissed off. He's like, you're an actor, act,
Yeah.
So he was not a big fan of Dustin Hoffman's method acting. And I think it does turn off some people because you get really into it, where you can't refer to them by their real name on stage, when they're in, during the filming. But then, I noticed that when I've done stage shows, that you do end up, because sometimes the actors only because of the show, so you end up calling them that name.
Right.
So, it's sort of because you don't want to accidentally say their real name or so you so I can understand it from both sides where you want to, you don't want to lose that thing, because that's how you know that person, you know. So that's kind of weird.
Now, Francis, I hear you have a news story for us.
I do. This may be touching on something we talked about a little bit before. I don't know. Maybe this is an issue that's going on, but it seems like the slip and slide industry has taken another hit. It looks like there was going to, we've talked about some. Of course, I can't pull it up. There was slip and slide where I guess there was rampant diarrhea going on, and there was NBC had a show based upon called The Ultimate Slip and Slide, which was going to be an ongoing series, maybe a mini series. I'm not really sure, but doesn't matter because NBC canceled it because of the diarrhea problem.
Yeah.
So
lots of recirculated water in a slip and slide.
Is that what causes it?
Yeah, well, because it's not that it's that it gets contaminated and then that water circulates back. So everyone goes, it's like a water park when someone poops on a water slide. That water keeps funneling through and through and through. That's why I have to close it. So probably someone in that competition didn't want to admit that they were sick and sit out, so they just did it.
So this happened multiple times.
Yeah, because I remember the first time it happened. They had to shut everything down, and they tried to reopen, and I think it happened again.
That's insane. What are the odds of two people getting that sick?
They probably got it from each other.
Yeah, but oh man,
it's like the norovirus on a cruise ship.
You know what? Could it be that people are using the slip and slide as a bidet?
Oh, maybe. Hey, before I go down, I'm gonna pop my swim trunks off, just clean everything out.
I just need to feel a little fresh. What about you, Art?
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably very effective, right?
I'm sure it is, but
and exactly where would you position yourself to use it as a bidet? The bottom of the run, or right there at the top of the run where the water is probably its most
strongest.
Yeah, you get the most force that way.
Yeah,
exactly.
What's crazy is NBC could afford to get everyone their own slip and slides. Why wouldn't they just do that after the first incident, so that there is no contamination of each other's water?
You know what? Maybe it's some sort of variant. Maybe it's like the gamma variant for diarrhea.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this show, but I don't understand what.
We never are going to see this show because it got canceled.
I don't know what the competition is.
I don't know.
Is it a race or is it like?
I know it's hosted by Ron Funches.
Well,
I would love to see the outtakes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
People running from the water slide to the restroom.
Yeah.
That would, and there's somebody that didn't make it.
Oh yeah.
Somebody that didn't make it. It's
like that scene in Bridesmaids where she just sits down in the street.
Yep.
Yeah. What? NBC might have a new hit on their hands. Something like Blank State.
People would watch that 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They might start just infecting the water parks with the bactylicus or bacteria, whatever it is, and then let the fun ensue. Yes, I think that's a good show. Let's go pitch that to NBC.
Yeah, I mean, they already have the footage. It's just a little bit of rebranding at this point.
Yeah, and then you can have like emergency room gaffes on the just like you're like, oh God, there's another one that's coming. Yeah, that would be good. I'm like actually thinking that this is a good NBC show.
Yeah, NBC. I'm just announce this idea is copyrighted or whatever, trademarked. So you're gonna
we're gonna trademark it.
You're gonna have to buy it from us, NBC.
We will certainly sell it to you.
Yeah.
Slip and stain.
Ugh.
Yeah, but
we're gonna call it slip and slide. It's just
stain and slide.
Stain and slide.
You know what? To retain the rights, we're gonna film like, what do they call that? A like a short little just a little video just to retain the rights. We'll submit it. We're gonna do the same thing, but it's just gonna be we're gonna get what's a sprinkler.
Yeah. Oh.
Jump over this, and then one of us will have to get infected.
Yeah.
I vote me. I vote.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I vote me because America wants to watch that, especially after I went to Hooters last night. So so I feel bad for NBC for what such hits as Doogie Howser and the Battle of the Network Stars. So
they could have had a hit.
They could have had a hit
if it wasn't for all the.
Well, we're not going to get better than that.
No.
So
no, I think we don't need to go to the people that died at a wedding. I think we'll just end up.
End it on a high note.
On that high note. So, Ben, why don't you take us out here? Tell everybody what they need to know.
Hey, everybody, please give us a like and a subscribe or a dislike. It helps us either way, actually.
Don't do that one.
It helps our listenership. No, like it. And
hit
then
the thumbs up.
Follow us on Twitter. You can see Francis on his other show, Love and Improv. Is it Friday night, Francis?
Yes, every other Friday night, but we're doing a special live show August 20th. So you can actually come see the Love Guys talk about love, and you can learn about things. People actually send us their love problems, they send them to us. We read them on the air. It is anonymous, and then we help them deal with those issues through our experience and sometimes through improv.
Nice. And
where can people send their love problems to? What's
they send it to something that I think it's like Nelson knows the email address, but
just look up Love and Improv. The answer will be there.
Look up Love and Improv on Facebook and on YouTube.
Yeah. And so just look it up
and Twitter.
Send us your problems, and we delicately deal with sensitive issues.
Fantastic.
So I think that'll be people enjoy it. Like people often say they like, hey, can we see you guys do this live? And we're like, hell yeah. So we're gonna be in Crown Point, Indiana, doing the show live in front of people, no barriers, nothing, no plastic helmet, no condoms, nothing. Uno Lobo right here.
Raw love advice.
Raw in the raw. Love advice in the raw. That's right. And then but it's also every week starting this week. So it's the 13th, then the 20th we're doing a live show, and then the 27th we're doing a show. And then you're doing a show too that I was going to be in, but then I screwed up my schedule. Where's that show?
We're doing a show at
Anderson Winery on the 27th of August.
Yep. So you got wine, women, and improv.
Yeah, two of those will get you somewhere.
And then you got improv.
Yeah. Yeah, come check it out. Again, we will also be in person, no barriers. No love advice though. That's not really.
Well, you know what? I think all of your shows are about love. Because it's what we have for everybody.
Exactly.
Love. And then don't forget your show Behind the Screen.
Life in the Credits. Francis will make up a new title every time, which is kind of exciting.
It took me like forever to remember Much More Ado About Nothing.
That's true.
And it's only one extra word.
Yeah.
Off the Shakespeare title.
Yes, check out Life in the Credits. We're on all the podcasting places: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. We talk to people who work in the film and TV industry about their jobs. So if you're interested in working in those things, or you just love movies, check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Much More Ado About Nothing. We'll catch you next time. I'm Ben.
I'm Susan.
I'm Francis.